Welcome back to Timberborn, where we're going to pick up right where we left off with a little bit more expansion. Um, well, maybe not. Let's give it a second to augment ourselves back into where we're going with this. We do have 3 beavers available. Alright, that water is still coming out pretty steadily. And this water is not even close to being up top. Alright, well, what we could do is let's go ahead and we're going to preemptively start planting some trees here. First of all, we want to grow some. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. This is all going to be chestnut. And let's go ahead and build another forester over. Okay, so I can't build it there, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and build them here. Kind of wish I made this a stop as well, but I did not. Let's go ahead and plant a bunch of maple here. Just a nice sizable amount of maple. So, okay, we do have this built, and that's good. Alright, and the beavers are building that. Let's go ahead and high prioritize this. And let's go ahead and unpause that. There we go. Let's get some happy little beavers in. Let's go ahead and nope. This will be gather flags. And seeing as we don't really need, well, we don't need 3. Let's go ahead and just do 2. And let's plant these maples all the way up to the front. All right, there we go. And let's get a couple gather. Well, it's gonna be 31 days. I'll go ahead and pause these for now. Much like the maples, they will not be needed very soon. Now I'm gonna go ahead and delete these lumberjacks. There we go, which will still give us a very nice spot for a couple of gatherers. And once those are finished, I'll go ahead and delete those. Let's go ahead and plant some wheat. And I do not know if you can or cannot plant in too deep water. What I'm going to do though is let's get a food. Let's get this aquatic farmhouse. And what we're going to, you know what? No. Where's the best spot for this? Let's see here. That's not very wide. This might actually be the best spot for now. For here, let's go ahead and start making some stairs to go down. Okay. And if we need more, we can always build more barracks and... Okay. So, let's see here. Go to plant crops. And we're just going to plant spatterdock for now, if that's plantable. Okay. Hopefully 1.5 is not too deep for that. Let's go ahead and high prioritize this. Okay. And let's check, make sure our let's bring this down to lowest setting. Because we do want to continue making science. And we are currently out of wood, which is very bad. Okay. So those are close to being grown, but that means we're not growing enough. So let's go ahead and pause that building. We don't need 4 or 8 workers. 4 is fine. Okay. Let's see here. This is getting built, but it's needing wood. Oh, yes, I should have foresaw this. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to delete this top stairs. Instead of pausing everything, I'll just go ahead and delete that. There we go. No harm, no foul. And plus, I think we only lost 1 plank. So speaking of jobs, let's go ahead and pause those. Okay. Speaking of pausing jobs, let's go ahead and pause that one. And let's. Okay. What's draining the bad tide? Where was the bad tide coming from? Let's go here and here. Strange. Oh well. No. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and pause the metal as well. And while we're at it, we don't really need any more metal for now. So we'll go ahead and pause those as well. Now we have an influx of 10 beavers. Ooh, we don't have any. Okay, we got adequate enough bread storage for now. Let's go ahead and pause that. You can see here, this guy is actually, okay, that's already paused. And let's go ahead and pause this one. Fantastic. Okay, this is being built. And it does appear that they're not planting these. Oh, it could be because it's at night. And let's go ahead and watch into the morning as they come and see if they start planting. Unfortunately, it does look like that's a no. Which is, of course, very disappointing. Very strange. Okay. We do appear to be maintaining the water level in there. Eventually that'll get down to 1 level, especially with the large water pump going. Okay. What we need to do now. Let's go ahead and take this time. Because we have the science to do it, let's go ahead and make them even happier. There we go. That only takes planks, so that's good. And I did realize last episode that they were less than optimum on those. Okay. And since we're in the mood for expansion, because that will still be in range of everything else. Let's go ahead and build that. There we go. That is beautiful. Let's go ahead and get this other. Uh-oh, we are running low on water somehow. Whoa. Strange. I mean, I don't see any outlets for where that water could have gone. And yet, the bad water did not fill up from either the bad water seep. Well, we haven't had a bad tide in a while, so. But still, you'd think that would have filled up. Either way, that water is getting up pretty low. If we go down, look down there, yep. Pretty dry. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a gander at our underground project. Well, we didn't get very far. It does show you the extent amount of wood it's going to take to fulfill this build. We did have quite a lot of wood. So what I am proposing, go back to the top, is we start building, if I can find the right storage, once we get enough science, start building these. Now there's going to be places where I cannot build it because of underground. I don't want it, oh no. I built that in a terrible spot. It does look like this is all going to be dried out. Oh. Before the drought has ended. So with the increased population, we're going to need to worry about increased volume of water over time. So actually, I'm going to use that 600 science to build this. And that takes 60, 80, and 30. Okay, so we're a little low on planks. We're going to go ahead and put this through water. Set it to the highest priority so it gets built immediately. And we'll watch that get built. Now, we are getting a little better on wood, so let's go ahead and unpause a couple of plankers. And I never did pause these two jobs. Very good, very good, very good. Okay. Now if we go over here, we can see this is very rapidly getting built. The large ones don't use any wood directly. So, what I am thinking is, let's go ahead and unpause these other two. And let's go ahead, just very briefly pause that. And let's go ahead and go here and hit B for build. And we're going to build a second large one. Taking our water storage from 1,000 to 3,600. Or I believe it would be. Yes, it's 22 with that one. It'd be 34 with this one. Now, as you can see, the beavers are now planting it, so obviously it's only going to be a drought or bad tide crop. So what I will do is, because I do believe, I'll go to crops, go to spatter duck. Ooh, those are not going to grow. I guess I should have planted cattails. Well, I'm not perfect, and alright, we look here. Okay, well, I'll pick the worst time to check that. Let's wait for them to get back in. Okay, so we're only currently using a third of the power. Okay. Let's see. We still got patches of water. It's enough to keep us going as far as food. But this is no longer operable. Well, okay. That's how I wanted it. Okay. So we're really knocking it out of the park right now. So, but we're in a delicate situation here. While we do have food, we need to make sure we can balance our growth with our food production. Not only that, but we do need to worry about water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete these two, because we're never going to really use them. If we do use anything, we'll bring in more water, large water pump, and okay. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and start planning. We were not gonna house start day's job, but we can always build it, and when we need it, we can turn it on. There we go. Now, let's see if we have enough resources for this. 20 logs, 5 gears, 10 treated planks. Yes, we have plenty of all of that. Okay. What we don't have plenty of is logs. So we're going to go ahead and only have one planker going. Now, I know we're a little bit low on... Let's go ahead and pause this. Excuse me. Because we don't want this to completely drain out. And though we don't have a full storage of water, we do have more than enough. Of course, we do have 65 beavers. And if you do the math of how much water is produced, that just does produce a lot of water. So it produces 15 an hour, and work hour is 16. 15 times 16. see, 16 squares, 196. So it'll be 180. 180 per day. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Even if all the beavers drank their maximum amount of water per day, we would be barely at a deficit. And most beavers will not drink at their maximum capacity. Though if we build like 2 more big houses, we will be having problems. Now I do have room here. If you look right here and right here, I do have room for one more big house here. But unfortunately, we've reached the end of the population expansion. Well, we're going to continue expanding the infrastructure because you can't expand too much on that. The question is, where do I expand from? Now, one thing I could do is if you could go into wood and lumberjack, we put this around like this, right? And we bring a pair of stairs down as such, and we make a path that comes back to this over and over. Now if we click on this, we can see we can go ahead and reach all the way down here. We're going to go ahead and mark these for deletion. Nope, wrong spot. Mark that for deletion. Let's make a temporary path that goes over to here. And get those trees unplanted. And actually, let's go ahead and get some wood cutters over here. And 1, 2, 3. You know what? No. We only need 2. And let's go ahead and delete all of that. And now we're out of water for our plants to grow, and that was a waste of time. Okay. That's fine. We're going to pause that. And once we get some more dynamite, we'll go ahead and fix all that. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's just get things started to be planted. Like this and like this. Let's go ahead and click this and see that we can go 2 more further down. And we're going to just ignore those. We'll just chop them down at a later date. So let's go ahead and do this. And we'll go over to cut trees. And let's go ahead and mark all of this for cutting. Fantastic. I messed up. Okay. I remember now why I didn't plant here before. Okay, let's just undo this. We're just gonna destroy it all because I got into a fever of planting things and then got carried away without thinking. Okay. So I put that's a little too low. Instead, because this is all the water we're gonna need. Okay, let's hit the F for flip, and we'll put that there. And let's go ahead and plant the oaks here. And let's go to here and plant some cutters. Okay, that'll work. And, it's fine that they don't reach all the way. We all make mistakes, and that's fine. Um, I'm just gonna let these dry up and then delete them naturally. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and delete that so we can get the material back, and it's fine. Um, all these might be close to dying, I think. 6 days. Okay, those are death. Okay, so we shouldn't have any deaths really, except for over here. Let's go ahead and okay, replant trees. Let's go ahead and do that for there, and let's go to cut trees. Make sure nothing I want to plant is marked for cutting. And as we can see, we missed some spots when we were trying to cover up things we don't want to cut down. And it's okay. We will take care of it now. None of that wants to be cut down. None of this needs to be cut down. Alright. Go ahead and delete both. It's fine. And okay. Now, if we ever do get desperate, desperate for wood, we do have all this, and all this that we could harvest. And it wouldn't take too much effort to get to it, but as of now, we are not. And this actually looks like a good space to stop for the day. And hold on, let's see what they're talking about. Let's go ahead and pause these. I don't know why they got started to begin with, but I need to stop. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And remember, have a nice day. Bye-bye.